Have you ever felt like you were dancing to the tune of someone's approval, only to realize the music had stopped long ago? It's a common experience, finding ourselves caught up in polite smiles and nods, thinking we're in sync with the people around us, only to discover that we're completely out of rhythm. This tough realization can leave us questioning the authenticity of those gestures and wondering about the true intent behind them. Today, we're going to explore the subtle art of reading between the lines, decoding the hidden signs that someone might not genuinely like you, despite outward appearances. But more than that, through the lens of Stoicism, we'll examine how recognizing these signs is not just about protecting our pride, but about cultivating a life rooted in authentic relationships and inner peace. So, get ready to strip away the facade and uncover the heart of true intentions. This isn't just about spotting a faux friend. It's about empowering yourself to attract and nurture relationships that align with your core values and virtues. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our responses, our choices, and the quality of our connections. By practicing this wisdom, we create a life of honesty and tranquility. If you find value in what we're discussing, I ask for a simple favor. Hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who could benefit from these insights. Let's spread the wisdom of genuine relationships and stoic calm together. Now let's dive in. Sign 1. Constant criticism disguised as jokes. It starts off subtly, doesn't it? A little nudge here, a small jab there, all wrapped in the guise of humor. You might hear phrases like, "I'm just teasing," or "Can you take a joke?" It appears harmless, even friendly, but often there's a deeper layer simmering beneath those laughs. This is where Stoicism offers insight. Stoics believe in facing life with honesty and clarity, valuing truth over appearances. When someone persistently highlights your flaws, even in jest, it may be their way of expressing concealed frustrations or judgments. They hide their true feelings behind humor, making it difficult for you to address them without seeming overly sensitive. However, the Stoic principle of perceiving situations objectively can give us strength. It helps us see the reality beneath the jokes, a subtle form of disrespect, not just innocent banter. But why dwell on the negative? You might ask. Because if we keep brushing aside these minor digs, we risk slowly accepting a diminished sense of self-worth. Each joke chips away at how we view ourselves and how much respect we command in those relationships. By recognizing this pattern, we equip ourselves not just to shrug off the discomfort, but to face it head-on. What's key here is not only spotting the pattern, but grasping why it matters in Stoicism. We aim for inner peace and resilience, qualities that become difficult to uphold when we're always on the defensive. Addressing these jokes not only protects our self-esteem, but also establishes boundaries that dictate how we expect to be treated. So next time you find yourself the target of a joke, pause and reflect. Does this pattern honor your dignity or undermine it? If it's the latter, it might be time for an honest discussion about respect, boundaries, and true friendship. This isn't about losing your sense of humor. It's about ensuring that respect and kindness are never treated as a joke in your relationships. Sign 2. Backhanded compliments. These are the types of compliments that, at first glance, seem kind or flattering. But when you dig a little deeper, they carry a sting. They're compliments with a twist, like, "Wow, you actually pulled that off," or "I didn't expect you to manage it. Good for you." It sounds like praise, but something feels off, doesn't it? That's because there's an underlying criticism hidden beneath what seems like a compliment. Now, let's apply some Stoic insight. Stoicism teaches us to value sincerity and transparency in our interactions. When someone delivers a backhanded compliment, they are often revealing more about their own insecurities and judgments than they are about your skills or accomplishments. They might say something like, "You're smarter than you look," which on one hand recognizes your intelligence, but on the other subtly insults how you appear. Why is it important to recognize and address these disguised slights? Stoicism encourages us to build relationships founded on genuine respect and mutual growth, not on competition, subtle digs, or underhanded put-downs. Each time we accept a backhanded compliment without questioning it, we might unintentionally reinforce the other person's distorted view of us. More importantly, we allow their unkindness to shape our own sense of self-worth. The best response isn't always direct confrontation, which might feel too aggressive for many. Instead, take a moment to reflect on the reason behind the comment. You can even gently challenge the person by asking them to clarify their intent. This not only addresses the issue, but also promotes a more open and honest conversation. For example, responding with "Thanks, what makes you say that?" can subtly prompt the other person to reconsider the impact of their words. By practicing this level of discernment, we uphold the Stoic ideal of living with virtue and integrity, ensuring that our interactions are grounded in respect and reflect our true values. Remember, it's not just about dismissing negativity, but about cultivating a positive, honest, and supportive environment around us. This is how we turn potentially undermining situations into opportunities for growth and clearer communication. Sign 3. Social exclusion. It's that sinking feeling when you realize you weren't invited to the dinner party everyone's buzzing about, or when group plans consistently seem to overlook your involvement. This isn't just about missing out on fun. It's about feeling sidelined, like an afterthought in your social circles. It can often be passed off as a joke, with comments like "we thought you were too busy to come," or "we must have forgotten to hit send on your invite." While it may be delivered with a laugh, the underlying message can leave you feeling far from amused. From the perspective of Stoicism, we are reminded that our reaction to external events holds more significance than the events themselves. Social exclusion, whether deliberate or accidental, provides a valuable opportunity for introspection and mindful response. Stoics would encourage us to examine our perception of these situations. Are we truly being excluded, or are we interpreting innocent oversights as personal slights? And if the exclusion is intentional, it gives us the chance to reconsider the value and health of these relationships. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts and actions, rather than attempting to control the behavior of others. In these situations, it's essential to approach them with a clear mind and an open heart. You can ask about the event directly and kindly, expressing your feelings without making accusations. For instance, you could say something like, "I noticed I wasn't included in the gathering last week, and I felt a bit left out. Can we talk about what happened?" This kind of conversation can help clarify whether the exclusion was a simple mistake or if it points to a deeper issue within the group dynamics. Addressing social exclusion head-on not only clarifies your social standing, but also reinforces your self-respect and boundaries. It ensures that your relationships are built on openness and mutual respect, aligning well with Stoic principles. Remember, it's not about forcing inclusion, but about ensuring that your social interactions are sincere and reciprocal in the long term. Cultivating connections that naturally value and include your presence is essential for maintaining both social harmony and inner peace. Sign 4. Unavailability. Have you ever noticed how some friends are always too busy when you want to hang out, yet they somehow manage to find time for others? They might laugh and say, "Sorry, I'm swamped as usual," making light of their constant unavailability. This often sends mixed signals. Is their packed schedule a genuine limitation, or just a convenient excuse? This kind of ambiguity can be frustrating, especially when you truly value the relationship. From a Stoic viewpoint, we're reminded to focus on how we react internally, rather than getting caught up in others' external behaviors. It's essential not to take this personally or let it disrupt your peace of mind. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot control, and that includes other people's priorities. But it also stresses the importance of self-respect and open communication. If someone's continual busyness is affecting you, it's worth addressing directly. A simple, honest approach often works best, such as saying, "I've noticed it's been hard to find time to meet up lately. Can we schedule something that works for both of us?" This can help determine whether the issue is really about time or perhaps about how much they value the relationship. It's also important to maintain a sense of humor without downplaying your own needs. A lighthearted comment like, "Hey, should I book a slot with you 2 months in advance?" can keep the conversation friendly while expressing your desire to reconnect. Striking the right balance between respecting their time and affirming your place in their life is key. This sign, like the others, offers an opportunity for reflection and growth. It encourages you to consider the quality and mutual give and take of your relationships. Stoicism doesn't mean passively accepting poor treatment. Rather, it urges us to engage with situations thoughtfully and take proactive steps to ensure that our relationships are meaningful and respectful. Use these moments of unavailability not only to assess others' dedication, but to reaffirm your own values and how you choose to spend your time and emotional energy. Sign 5. Physical distance. This sign is often subtle and easily overlooked. When someone consistently avoids even minimal physical contact, like a handshake or a casual pat on the back, it can be a sign of discomfort or emotional detachment. You might hear comments like, "I'm just not a hugger," or "better not get too close. I might catch something," said in a joking manner. But beneath these lighthearted remarks, there may be a deeper reluctance to form closeness, leaving you feeling unexpectedly isolated or even rejected in social settings. In Stoicism, this is a reminder to focus on what we can control, our own perceptions and reactions. The philosophy emphasizes not imposing our expectations on others and accepting their comfort levels as they are. However, it also encourages us to seek clarity and understanding in our interactions. If you notice someone maintaining physical distance, it's important to consider the context. Is their behavior consistent with everyone, or does it seem more pronounced in their interactions with you? Bringing up this observation might feel uncomfortable, but it can be done in a way that keeps things light and open. For example, you might say, "I've noticed you're not big on handshakes. Is that just your style? Or is there something I should know?" This approach shows that you respect their boundaries while also expressing your interest in understanding them better. Physical distance doesn't have to lead to emotional distance. By addressing these observations in an open and respectful manner, you can bridge any misunderstandings and foster a connection that honors both people's comfort levels. Stoicism teaches us to detach from feelings of rejection and instead encourages proactive communication and growth. Every interaction is an opportunity to learn more about others and ourselves, allowing us to strengthen our connections in ways that respect individual boundaries and preferences. Sign 6. Disappearing during tough times. It's easy for friends to be around during your victories and happy moments. However, it's a different story when they seem to vanish when things get tough. You might hear excuses disguised as humor, like, "I'd love to help, but I always seem to make things worse, don't I?" Or, "Guess I picked a bad time to go on vacation." Huh? While these comments might sound playful, they often conceal a harsher truth. When you needed support the most, they were noticeably absent. In Stoicism, we're taught to rely primarily on ourselves, developing an inner resilience that can weather life's ups and downs. Yet, Stoicism also acknowledges the value of community and the support of others, recognizing that we are inherently social beings. When friends joke about their absence during difficult times, it's a chance to reflect on the true nature of these relationships. Are these fair-weather friends, only present when things are light and carefree? This sign encourages you to evaluate the depth and reliability of your connections. It's not about casting blame, but about gaining a clearer understanding of who you can genuinely rely on. You can address this by expressing your feelings without sounding accusatory. For instance, saying, I've noticed you haven't been around much during the tougher moments. I've been going through a rough patch and could really use your support. Invites an honest conversation, offering the other person a chance to explain or adjust their behavior. Stoicism doesn't promote passive acceptance of every situation. Instead, it urges us to take thoughtful action aligned with our values. If loyalty and support are qualities you hold dear, it's entirely reasonable to seek out relationships that reflect these traits. In doing so, you not only honor your own needs, but also embrace the Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature, forming and nurturing meaningful connections. Recognizing this sign isn't just about identifying who isn't there for you. It's also about appreciating those who stand by your side. It serves as a reminder to be discerning about your inner circle, choosing to invest in relationships that are not only enjoyable, but also truly supportive and dependable. Sign 7, gossip. When someone you trust talks about you behind your back, it can feel like a betrayal, no matter how casually they try to downplay it. They might dismiss it with a joke like, "I was just telling them about your little mishap. Hope you don't mind," or "we were just laughing about that crazy thing you did." No big deal, right? But here's the truth. If it's about you, it is a big deal. Gossip, even when masked as humor, can harm reputations and chip away at trust. Stoicism, with its core principles of virtue and integrity, encourages us to handle these situations with composure and wisdom. Instead of reacting impulsively to gossip, Stoicism teaches us to pause and reflect on the intentions behind it and whether it aligns with the truth. A key Stoic belief is to focus on what you can control, your actions and your responses. You can't control what others say about you, but you can control how you let it affect you and how you choose to respond. If you discover you've been the subject of gossip, it's important to address it directly with those involved. This doesn't need to be confrontational. A simple, honest conversation can help clear the air. For instance, saying, "I heard you shared something about me that wasn't meant to be public. Can we talk about it?" This approach communicates that you value transparency and integrity, which are at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Moreover, experiencing gossip provides an opportunity for self-growth. It challenges your resilience and gives you a chance to practice forgiveness and understanding, which are key Stoic virtues. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, even those who speak without thinking. The goal isn't just to stop the gossip or correct falsehoods, but to create a culture of respect and honesty in your relationships. In a broader sense, understanding why people gossip can also be enlightening. Often, gossip arises from insecurity, jealousy, or a desire for social advantage. Recognizing these underlying motives can help you empathize with the gossiper and address the root cause of their behavior rather than just reacting to the surface level issue. This Stoic approach allows you to look deeper into the ethical and emotional drivers of actions, fostering growth not just for yourself, but for others involved. Ultimately, handling gossip effectively is not just about safeguarding your reputation. It's about cultivating a life centered around sincerity, respect, and integrity, reflecting the true essence of Stoicism. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the subtle complexities of human interactions through a Stoic lens. Understanding these signs isn't just about becoming more adept at navigating social dynamics. It's about enriching our lives by fostering deeper, more authentic, and respectful relationships. Stoicism teaches us that living well requires more than just knowledge. It calls for the wisdom to align our actions with our values, nurturing connections that reflect sincerity, integrity, and mutual respect. By recognizing these subtle signs in our interactions, we not only protect our own peace of mind, but also create an environment where virtue and honesty thrive. If you found value in this discussion, I encourage you to explore further. Check out the suggested video on your screen to continue delving into the timeless teachings of Stoic wisdom. Whether you're seeking resilience, clarity, or a path to live more virtuously, Stoicism offers profound insights to guide you. Thank you for being a part of the exploration of Stoicism community, where we strive not just for knowledge, but for the wisdom to live meaningfully and with purpose. Until next time, take care, and remember, live with virtue, live with integrity, and above all, live well.